communities, live in this arcane, esoteric world where they focus on literary texts and they don't really see what's happening around them. You're hearing that it's a quite different reality. As I say, when you suddenly become sensitized to an issue, all kinds of things, you see it more and more, and all kinds of things make sense. One of the things which alerted me to this issue was an article in the London, one of the British newspapers, which I read online, which said, let me pose the question, if someone were to ask you which is the second language of the UK, obviously English is first. Guesses as to the second language in the UK?
Maybe Arabic.
Maybe Arabic, French, German, Spanish. The second language, the second spoken language in the UK is Polish. If you've been to London recently, all that migration from Eastern Europe. If you go to any bread and breakfast, if you go to any restaurant setup, the persons you're interacting with very often are Polish speakers. The second language in the UK is Polish. How do they know that? They collect the data. I realize that when you look at developed countries, UK, Australia, where you look at developing countries, Nepal, Botswana, Sri Lanka, part of the census data focus on languages spoken by the population. We haven't to date focused on that. So it suddenly occurred to me, I live on the east-west corridor. It's a guessing game, it's a counting game. How many Chinese restaurants are there between Tacarigua and St. Joseph and Barataria? We don't know, but we know there are lots. When we spoke to the Chinese embassy, I was amazed to find out that according to the official figures, and official and unofficial, that gap. According to the official figures, there are 7,000 Mandarin speakers in Trinidad and Tobago in our 1.3 million population. And we're not talking there really. And we are not talking there of third generation Trinidadians whose parents came from Cantonese speaking parts of China. We're talking about recent migration trends. The Spanish speakers, you talk to the Venezuelan embassy and of course their figures say one thing and we know the reality is something. And I said, but who knows? Who has that information apart from the national security? And why is that information not better known by the population? Because there are implications. There are implications for schooling, there are implications for everything. So one of the things when we started, trying to bring this project together and understand the phenomenon, we thought of doing a language audit and to be able to do a language map. And what you're doing basically is you're looking to see what are the languages spoken by your population and perhaps where do people live to know, where you have the resources